What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the real estate market crash. A lot of people are speculating that they think the market is heading towards a correction. Are they right? Are they wrong? I don't know. Nobody really has the answers, but today I'm going to be breaking down a ton of data with you that shows you the different changes that are happening in the real estate market. And this will be beneficial to you if you are investing in the real estate space and if you run a real estate related business, so that way you can pivot and adjust accordingly considering the market conditions. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can be educated on what's going on. Other than that, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down below, hit the red button and subscribe. It really helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you do so. But other than that, let's get right into the video. So that's right, today we're going to be talking about the real estate market and what recent changes have happened. Now, I started in real estate when I was 16 years old. I'm 20 years old now, and I've been able to build a multi-million-dollar real estate wholesaling business. We find deals at a discounted price and we sell them to investors and hedge funds and cash buyers, and we make money for finding the deals. That's my business model, and we are on the front lines of real estate transactions, right? We are seeing what's happening every single day with the sales and transactions that are going on in the market. We are also seeing all the feedback that we're getting from sellers, how the sellers are feeling in the market, and because we're taking all these transactions and selling them to cash buyers, we're also getting all that information of how the cash buyers are feeling about the market. And so we're on the front lines of the real estate market and the changes that are actively happening. So, I'm going to be able to give you some insight on what we're seeing. And the first thing I want to cover is, if you guys are in the same business as me, or if you're in the business of buying properties from sellers, right, what you're going to realize is that the sellers haven't realized that there's changes in the market, where our cash buyers are wanting to pay less for these properties and we want to pay less for these properties. The sellers are in denial about the market changes. The sellers still think that they're going to be able to get top dollar for their property. If their neighbor sold for $1 million a couple weeks ago, they think they can still get that price. But a couple weeks ago, price is not today's price. Things have changed very, very quickly. So us being on the front lines and doing these transactions every single month and doing these deals, we are seeing that the sellers are just not realizing what has gone on in the market, and they're not realizing that, hey, maybe they need to be a little bit more reasonable about their asking price. So we're trying to educate the sellers, let them know really what's going on so that way they understand. But that being said, they may be in denial now and they may not think anything's changing, but in about 3 months, the sellers are going to completely understand that everything has changed and they are going to have to become way more reasonable. So we're in this grace period right here for about 1 to 3 months where sellers are going to be in denial about pricing, and they're going to want way more than what they really can get. Now, that being said, I want to talk a little bit about my own backyard, my own market. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. It is one of the fastest growing and hottest real estate markets across the country. We have seen the housing prices in Phoenix, Arizona skyrocket, where the average home price is $450,000 across the valley. And now the reason Arizona's market skyrocketed and a lot of other markets across the country skyrocketed was due to supply and demand. If there is less supply and there's way more demand in any asset class, that's going to cause values to rise. Doesn't matter whether it's gold, doesn't matter whether it's precious metals, right? Or if it's real estate, or if it's stocks, whatever it is. If there is more demand than there is supply, prices rise. And we have seen an insane amount of demand and very limited supply. One of the reasons for the limit in supply is because of Wall Street. All these different hedge funds like BlackRock, Blackstone, Zillow, OfferPad, these big corporations came into the market buying up as many properties as possible. And what did this do? This gave them a grip on the market. It put them in control of the market. These hedge funds and Wall Street was in control of the real estate market, controlling supply and demand because they were just buying hundreds and thousands of properties every single day. Now you're probably asking yourself, if Wall Street and these hedge funds were in control of the real estate market and were causing prices to rise rapidly by creating very limited supply, then why is the market starting to cool off and take a turn now? Well, the hedge funds can't control what the Fed does. Wall Street can't control what the Fed does, right? And the Fed has been skyrocketing, raising interest rates at a rapid rate. Now, that is a variable that the hedge funds and Wall Street can't control. What does the rates rising do? That pushes a lot of buyers out of the market, and that lowers demand, right? Somebody looking to buy their house that could afford their house at a $400,000 purchase price at a 3% interest rate no longer can afford a $400,000 house at a 6% interest rate, right? The payment's going to be too much for them. So now their buying power just went down to $200,000 and they're not going to be able to buy a house. So all these buyers, because of rates rising, got pushed out of the market because they had no buying power anymore, and that drastically lowered demand. And that is truly the number one reason why we are seeing the market to cool. It is because of the Fed raising rates. That is the number one telltale sign of the changes in the market. Now, according to Zillow, Mesa, Phoenix, Scottsdale, all these different areas in Arizona, they appreciated by 30.9% in value from April 2021 to April 2022. 30% in value in 1 year. And even if we go further back, from April 2020 to April 2021, the houses appreciated 20%, which is still a ton. So as you can see, we have been appreciating in home prices drastically at an exponential rate that is just not sustainable. Year over year, our housing prices cannot keep growing by 30-40%. Them appreciating that fast is that's just impossible. It's never going to be like that. There had to be a time where things were going to correct, and I think it's coming very, very soon, and it has already started. And just to break it down for you a little bit, that means if you bought a home back in April of 2021 for $500,000, in April of 2022 it would be worth $654,000. $154,000 of appreciation in 1 year. And here's some more data to just show you how crazy it's been. In Q1 of 2022, the median home price in Arizona was $454,000 for a house. That is up over 100% compared to 2015. So in a very short amount of years, we have seen the median home price spike like no other. And it has made it very challenging for a lot of people to purchase houses. So they've been forced to rent. And so now we may see a correction in the median home price where it helps a lot of people get into their first property. Now, as I mentioned, there's a lot more inventory for sale. Back in March of this year, there was under 3,500 properties for sale active on the market. And now there's over 15,000 properties for sale active. So as you can see, there's a lot more inventory, and I truly believe a lot more sellers are going to flood to the market to sell before they miss the best time to sell, right? A lot of people have been paying down their mortgage, and the property has been rising in value, creating equity, and now it's their time to sell the property and profit off of all the work they did owning it, right? And so a bunch of those sellers are going to flood to the market because they don't want to miss this opportunity to profit off their equity that they have built up. And if we jump back to 2018, before COVID happened and all this crazy stuff happened in the country, right? In 2018, in December of 2018, we were sitting at 15,000 properties active on the market. So we're basically at the same levels of inventory back in 2018 when things were a lot more normal before everything crazy happened. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was helpful to you because this is the data, these are the telltale signs of what's going on in the market. I made a video a few weeks ago about the real estate market crash, but things are changing very rapidly. So I'm going to keep making videos to keep you guys updated with the different stats and data that is coming out as we progress further into the end of this year. But that being said, make sure you are staying educated on this information. Make sure you're looking at the data so that way you can invest educatedly, right? I want you to make educated decisions when you're investing in real estate or whatever else it is, right? Because the economy is getting a little shaky, right now. So I want you to make sure you are researching everything and thinking twice as you invest. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, also hit the red button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.